Hey Seri, would you consider doing a YouTube tutorial on 808 designing and perfecting the sound? I've recently gotten Sublab XL and I've been having issues with 808 sound design. The goal of this video is to hopefully help Kay and anyone watching this to make their 808s hit harder every single time. The simple ingredient. You will hear the results before and after. They are noticeable. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, you step into your DAW. I don't want to waste anyone's time here. Let's start with a quick pattern. Alright, so now we're at the point in this beat where we want to add the 808. Ooh, I think that one has an interesting sound to it. See, you know. Oh my god, this shit goes hard already. Technique number one of how to achieve a much punchier 808 is to decrease the sustain of your 808, okay, within the amplitude envelope. This is also known as the ADSR envelope. So if you're in FL Studio or any other DAW that you may be using, in your sampler, it might not have a section that's called amplitude envelope, but just look for the what's called ADSR or attack, decay, sustain, and release, because what we're looking to decrease is the sustain. Decrease sustain by anywhere between -6 to -18 decibels. And then also you want to make sure that your decay is relatively quick. For instance, here I'm going to decrease the sustain by -18. We're going to leave the decay at 600, which is the default. The last thing we want to do is we want to adjust the volume. We want to make up for the decrease in sustain in terms of volume. So we're going to move this up by like 18 decibels, which would take us to +6. Basically, when we decrease the sustain, it's like we took our 808, which is like a block of marble, a stone block, and we carved it out from a block into something that actually has a shape at the tippy top. So you can like start to see a face on it or something attractive. For us, what that face is in terms of audio is it's the beginning of our sound. It's the punch of the 808. So by shaving off all the excess, which is just by making all the rest of our 808 like quieter, the punch is therefore more loud than the rest. But it's gonna be most obvious if you just listen to the difference. Let's play before. And then after. Before. After. So it's a very subtle effect, but the best way to portray this effect is if I just show you examples of songs where this technique is being used. And to be clear, I have never seen any producer share this technique or like use this technique online. Decreasing the sustain technique, it sounds great in the studio, it sounds great in the car, it sounds great in the club, and overall it ends up creating a similar effect that you can achieve from compressing your 808s, except it's much tighter. And obviously, the more you decrease the sustain, I don't know if I said this already, the punchier your 808 is gonna come out. So you can go all the way down even, and you're gonna get a bop style 808, like very boppy sounding, boom, boom, boom.
I was bad as hell, I probably smoked my first blunt at
11.
This technique works on any 808 sample to make it punchier. It's 808 agnostic. It doesn't care what 808 you use. It's gonna make it sound harder. So here we have this one right here, punchier. This one right here, punchier. This one, punchier. And this is another benefit of this technique is you don't even have to use a kick anymore to get that. The 808 automatically starts to have a kick to it. Compressor lowers the rest of the volume of your sound and it lets the beginning punch through. Except this technique, you're being a lot more precise. So the conclusion is this sustain technique is a lot tighter than just regular compression, and you just hear it because every time we play the sample, that punch is being triggered every single time, even if we play the 808 3 times in succession. Whereas the compressor needs time to reset itself. So if you play the 808 3 or 4 times, it might not have the time to make all of those equally punchy. So there's some technical benefits to this that most other producers are not using. Let me tell you about the time I played a beat that was using this technique to a bunch of rappers in the studio. So a few years back, I invited some local rappers to come record. Here I was using an extra room in my house as a studio at the time, and 2 rappers, Meech and Patrick, came in, and they had their entourage of about like 3 other people. So in total, there was like 6 people in the studio, including myself. And I was just playing beats, playing my catalog for them because I was the engineer and I was sitting in the chair. They were on the back wall couch. There was a couch. And one of the beats that I played was called Can't Sleep. And it was using this particular technique. And when that beat came on, it's like everybody could hear that there was something different about about the bass. And the mixing on it. And point being is the rappers went crazy over that one. So when you add these little subtle sauce to your 808s and you make it just more punchy than everyone else, rappers love this shit. It sounds great in the car too. Sounds great in the club. Sounds great in the studio. And last but not least, I have heard no producers use this technique. I have not seen anybody show this before. And it just bumps hard. You know what I mean? So that's another example of beat using it. And it's the little sauce like this that you add, the little details or envelopes that most producers don't use. This is gonna make your beat stand out within a folder of 13, 14 other beats. Particularly, it's gonna make that 808 stand out. It's like, whoa, this shit sounds crisp. Decrease the sustain by anywhere from -6 to -18 dB. Keep the decay at less than 1,000, but like probably over 200, because 200 milliseconds is like as short as you really want to go with it. And then don't forget to boost the volume back up. Whatever you decrease in the sustain, you make up for it with the volume. And this video is getting pretty long, so I was going to share 2 techniques in this one because there's another one, but I will keep that for another video because I don't want to keep you guys here too long. Let's try to get 100 likes on this video, man, because that lets me know that you guys want to see the next technique. And if we hit 100 likes, I will share the other technique. Oh yeah, there's another technique that will make your 808s more punchy. It's called subscribing to this channel. You know why? Because then you'll be able to see the tutorial that I drop, and you're gonna be a much better producer for it. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys then. and I will talk to you guys in another video. Peace.